Today we are pleased to welcome Femke SCHOLTEN. Femke, hello.
Hi.
Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. I'm Femke SCHOLTEN. I'm at the moment an independent consultant. I am living half between Mauritius and Mumbai in India. And I left Europe end of last year, where I was a board member for and a CEO for a public listed company, logistics company. And before that I spent some 20 plus years working and living actually worldwide, where I've worked for Shell and BHP Billiton, so the very large companies.
Having worked for many companies, small and large and international companies, can you tell us the differences between them?
Yeah. It's actually interesting. The smaller companies, the smaller medium-sized companies, they really achieve a lot of things. They're creative, they're innovative, but they are in a way limited in their resources, their people and their resources. So for them to pick up any activity, it's quite difficult because you take from a pool of limited number of people. The larger international companies, they actually have almost like an abundance in a way of high caliber people. So it's very easy, so it's almost like a slack in a way, so you can put those people on projects to achieve what you want to achieve. The smaller companies don't have that. So if you take people away from smaller companies to put on projects to grow or any initiative, you effectively take them out of their operational business. Okay. So I think for the leadership of smaller, medium-sized companies, it's very, very critical that you focus and that you prioritize. And that's often difficult. Because of this, what you also see is that in the smaller companies, you just don't have the ability to really formalize your processes. So although you do exactly the same activities, you might not have the proper formalization of processes or tools, and as a result best practice sharing between different teams, between different people is difficult, can be difficult. And that's of course what you see in the larger international companies. They focus on the simplification, the standardization, the excellence, and they can just achieve that. That's a huge difference that I saw. The third item that I really find actually interesting, very interesting, is in the larger companies, the people move. Okay? You move every 2-3 years, you move into different roles, you move countries, and as a result you've got a high capability to take on change. The larger companies have got a lot of reorganizations. In the smaller companies you can see people or teams that have been in their role in that same country, in their same team for many, many years. Yeah? So the almost resistance for change is higher in the smaller companies. So there again, from a leadership perspective, critical in a smaller, medium-sized company, that you bring your people along for the changes. Often they are scared for the changes because they're just not used to it. So that's, I think, I would say the biggest changes that I find between small, medium and the large internationals.
For smaller companies that want to grow, to expand, what are their highest, biggest risks?
I think the first bit is make sure that you focus on the right things, and that's all around priority setting. What you find is the smaller companies, they're quite eager, innovative, creative. So they might expand and not have a focus on in what countries do you want to expand, what products, what services,
strategy,
what customers, exactly. So really focus is a critical item, that's number one. And I think the second, biggest risk is because you don't have your processes formalized. If you expand, you set up small independent teams in different countries. Those teams run independent. They might not connect with the core company culture.
Yeah.
So they might not have the same standards in governance, in risk management. And as you're a small company, your margins are small, so it's very, very easy that you lose your margins somewhere purely because of not having the proper governance and risk management procedures in place.
So Femke, what will be your advice for smaller companies that want to cross borders or expand, becoming international?
In a way it's counterintuitive, okay? But my first advice would be make sure that you clean up your kitchen. And you cannot cook in a dirty kitchen, we all know that. So it's set the right platform to enable future growth. That means make sure that you're clear, formalize your processes, have the right standards, policies, procedures in place. Focus on your information systems that allow best practice sharing between different teams. Have the right communication set in place. That's a given for me. Make sure that you can focus on your operational excellence. Do you understand what goes well in your business? Do you understand what does not go well? Yeah? You need to know that before you can really expand, because that also enables you to realize, what can I do? Where can I grow into? What fits with what I currently have? Yeah? In what countries can I best grow? What products fit with what I have? What services makes the most money for me? So really think about your business model. You need to think about what can you centralize and what can you decentralize. Okay? The larger companies, they've got a lot centralized and they can do that. The smaller companies tend to have everything decentralized, and that limits them from future growth, because you lose opportunities between the teams in the different countries also really speaking to each other to be able to grab specific market opportunities. Okay? I think, so it's clean up the kitchen, make sure that you understand where you are, develop the right strategy. Once you've got your vision, your strategy, make sure that you set a plan. What is it that you can do this year? And then as a last item is, of course, and that's a tough one for mostly the small and medium-sized company, because they're very operationally focused. Have they got a dream? What is it that they would like to achieve in the 5 or the 10-year time frame? Yeah? If you've got a dream, go for it. That would be my advice for the small or medium-sized companies. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Femke. Thank you very much.